Georgia, for the past two presidential elections, have voted Republican. Polls are showing right now, though, that Joe Biden and President Donald Trump, they are pretty close. So what's our state's role in this historic election?
You know, Georgia could have a historic role, and it's one of the reasons why the state is getting so much attention. I'm so excited to see this become a competitive state. And I think it could well be Georgia that helps decide that Joe Biden will be our next president, Kamala Harris our next vice president. And of course, we got thrilling Senate races with Reverend Warnock and with John Ossoff, some fantastic House candidates too, up and down the ballot. It's just extraordinary. You know, people used to write Georgia off, say it was always in the red column, and we shouldn't even bother campaigning there or investing there. But we have seen Georgians step up and insist on better leadership than we've got right now, just to bring an end to the chaos, an end to the division, the cruelty, to do something about racial and economic justice. And that has all brought us to this moment where I think Georgia is going to surprise a lot of people around the country and around the world tonight.
Definitely one of the more important states a lot of people are going to be watching once those polls close. Now, voting nationwide, we've seen the crazy lines. You've probably seen the lines that yourself in Indiana. Why are so many people going out this year to make sure that their voices are heard?
I think it's because this election is so personal, and it's personal for all of us in different ways. I mean, one thing that matters a lot to me, I think almost all of us love somebody with a pre-existing condition or maybe have one ourselves. And we know that right now, Donald Trump and his allies are trying to take away our pre-existing condition coverage. And that makes it so just literally life or death for a lot of people. We got this pandemic. It's claimed thousands of lives in Georgia alone. President is attacking doctors now and keeps saying it'll go away on its own. As long as you have a president in denial, we're never going to be able to get our lives back, because getting our lives back means beating the pandemic. So I think the stakes of this election are so clear, whether we're talking about racial equity or a better economic policy for this country. It's never been more visible how this election is going to decide how our lives go, not just for the next 4 years, but really, I think, for decades to come. That's brought so many people out to these early voting opportunities, but not everybody. I know that there are voters out there who are going to vote this election day, or maybe have that mail ballot that they haven't dropped off yet. And we're counting on you to get out there. If you're in a line, to please stay in that line. We got some work to do as a country to make sure that lines aren't so long in the future. But in the meantime, we've just got to get that vote in. And iwillvote.com is a great resource to get more specific information for you, your polling location, check on your registration, all that sort of thing.
Definitely the lines are one thing we're going to be watching today. So where do we go from here? Like at 7:30 tonight, when those ballots start coming in, and let's say ideally by midnight we find out one of the candidates has reached that 270 electoral votes that they need. Where do we go? What do we do tomorrow morning when we wake up?
Well, it may take a little while. I would love for the results to come in tonight. Might take a couple days or more. It may be a very close election in some of the key states. But I'll say this: sooner or later, the time comes when we've got to come together as a country. And Joe Biden is the kind of leader who gets up in the morning thinking about how to heal and how to unify, not how to divide or how to pit people against each other. Now, the president will probably do what he always does: make a lot of noise, make some outrageous claims, try to seize attention, even in the context of his own defeat, if he's defeated. But we've got to remember that, in this country, it is we, the people, not the president, who decide the winner of an election. And that principle is at the very core of who we are as a democratic country.
And since you're in that national realm of politicians, have there been any conversations brewing on whether or not any of the candidates plan to, want to have these votes recounted?
Our hope is that there will be clarity in the results, but there are legal teams that are going to be out there, certainly on behalf of our side, making sure that every vote is counted. It's really shameful that the other side has, I guess, given up on their ability to persuade and is instead relying on a strategy to suppress. We're the ones who want your vote to be counted and want everybody to count. We got folks going into court even as we speak to defend that. And that's what you'll continue to see from the Democratic Party and allies of the Biden-Harris ticket.
All right. Final question this morning for you, Pete. Hey, if Joe Biden does win, you are a Democrat, so could we expect to see you in a cabinet seat in Washington come January?
I don't know. That'll be up to the new president. But, I love public service, and I will be doing everything I can to make sure this administration succeeds, whether that means returning to government or cheering it on from the outside.
All right, Pete Buttigieg joining us this morning on WGXA Morning News. Thank you so much. And of course, I'm pretty sure you've got a busy Tuesday ahead of you.
Say that. Thank you.
Have a good one, my friend.